Hello everyone. So today I will be breaking down this chapter coordination compounds, and I will also highlight the common mistakes that students make in their exam. So this video is for JEE point of view. So let's get started. So coming to the fundamental topics, like you should know what is oxidation number, what is coordination number, what is central metal atom. So these are the basic terms that you should be familiar while starting this chapter. And common mistakes that students make in exams is like they are confused between oxidation number, like what should be the charge on the complex, and they also sometimes forgets like which compound is neutral, which is not. So make sure the oxidation number and coordination compound number uh, should be clear to you, right? And then coming to the next topic, uh, so this topic is also really important for JEE Main's point of view, as well as from JEE Advanced point of view. So there are like direct questions from this topic, which is nomenclature. So you will be given a name and you have to tell the formula, or you might be given the formula and you have to tell the name. So you should be familiar with all the rules. Like there are 5 to 6 rules that are there. So you should be knowing, because generally people tends to do the organic nomenclature well, but for the inorganic nomenclature they tend to make mistakes because the rules are a bit different. So so the common mistakes that they make are the alphabetical or order mistake, or they are like forgetting the rules, like the special rule for 8 and for ionic compounds. So coming to the next topic, so we have like structural isomerism, in which we have different types of isomerisms, and then we have stereo isomerisms. So this topic is also really important. Like they might give you a diagram, so two compounds, and they might ask you if it is cis trans or if it is FECMAR. So you should be knowing it, or they might be ask you how many optical isomerism are possible for this compound. So you should practice this type of questions. And the common mistake that student tends to make are they're like they forgot the geometry requirement. Like they tend to ignore the, like if the compound is planar or it's octahedral. So you should be clear with it. Like read the question properly and see what the geometry it's asking for. Then also the common mistake that they make is they assume that all cis forms are optically active, but that's not uh, really true. There are exceptions. So now you got, like, this part is really important. You should be knowing which compounds are optically active. So there are questions they might ask you, if this compound is optically active or not. So you should be practicing this type of question also. And also, like, coming to the VBT. So again, this is really important topics. So most of the questions if you have practiced are from this magnetic behavior. So there is a formula and you have to calculate the value of it. So this is like really important topics, and you should be knowing clearly like what are inner versus outer orbital complexes. So you should be clear with this. And what are the common mistakes? So student tends to assume that strong ligand is always equals to low spin, but that's not true every time, because it depends on the metal, which metal is given. And also they tend to forget D4 and D7 special cases. So you should be clear with this. What are the rules for D7 and D4? Then coming to crystal field splitting. So this is again an important topic. You should know high spin versus low spin, and this is a numerical part that often comes in exam, like CFSE calculation. So what you should do for this one is you should properly make the energy diagram, right? And properly energy split diagram. So don't forget to mm, calculate the pairing energy, and just like be clear with the delta energy and the pairing energy. Also, like this should be clear with practice. So the more you practice the numericals, the more you make the energy diagrams, the better you will be. So these VBT and crystal field splitting in theory is like really important. You will for sure get the question. And then there are questions like to find the stability of a compound. So they will ask you if this compound, like they might give you a, a set of compounds, and they might ask you to arrange them in the increasing or decreasing order of their stability. So you should know this Gillette effect. So what students tend to do is they think that more ligands equals to more stability, but that's not true every time. So just we make sure that you don't generalize everything. Just make sure to remember those exceptions also, like the non-trivial cases. So generally, if you are given a question in exam, that there might be a possibility that it might not be the trivial case, so just be prepared for the non-trivial cases also. And then coming to the resources, so as I always say, NCERT is really important for chemistry, and especially for this chapter you don't have to really study from any other resources. NCERT is enough. There are really good questions in the index. So like I've often seen that JEE Mains asking questions from the index question that are given in the NCERT. So make sure you complete all those questions. Also, like there are important questions from this chapter, like they might ask you to find the color of any given compound. So you should be knowing that color wheel, like which energy is corresponding to which color. So this concept should also be clear. So I've pretty much discussed all the cases and all the questions that are being asked in JEE Mains, and also like PYQs are really important. So once you cover this whole chapter, you will get to know like what are the really important topics, and then you cover PYQs, you will basically cover whole chapter from the exam point of view. So make sure you practice these, and also like I hope this video helped you. So the main motive of this video was not just to teach you something, but just to tell you, like if you complete in this order, and if you make sure to emphasize on the topics that I've mentioned, then the whole chapter will be covered in an easier way. And as I've also highlighted the common mistakes, so that will help you to make sure that you don't commit those mistakes, and you remember those exceptions of what are necessary in the exams and what might trick you in the exam. So yeah, I hope this helped you, and feel free to like the video and share with your friends. Thank you.